Okay, we're going to go over a couple of resources that are useful for ELA and literature classes. The first I want to show you is the link to Office 365. All students and teachers have access to Microsoft Office 365. You can download it to any one of your computers for free. So you see here you have Word, Excel, PowerPoint. You click on them and then you install those Office apps. The next thing I want to show you is Google. If you do not have access to Microsoft and you don't want to download it, you can use Google Docs and Google Slides, which is the option for PowerPoint through Google, by accessing MyBackpack. Next is eResources. If you click on eResources, there are a couple of things that I'd like to show you. The first is opposing viewpoints. We're going to continue to the site. Opposing Viewpoints is a great website that gives you information on particular controversial topics. You can browse all the topics here, and it will give you kind of a for and against on any one of them. So let's click on police brutality. If you look, there are featured viewpoints. If you click here, all fatal police shootings should go to public hearings. Police department should adopt the military spirit of self-criticism. There's conflicting information on police brutality. Any one of these could be the start of an argumentative essay. If you click on them, it will give you an overview of the article. It will give you questions to consider, which could become thesis statements if you'd like. And on the right, there's always a tool to email it to yourself, which I always recommend for any of the tools that we use for research, so that you have time to find other articles to be used for your research. If you go back, you will see on the main page on the right there are statistics, primary sources, images, videos, and magazine articles. You can also find websites that pertain to the overall topic here. While we're at MyBackpack, let's try Vocabulary.com. Now, Vocabulary.com, one of the things that I love are the lists. If you click here, you can see that there are featured lists based on particular articles. Let's try this one, or novels. So, Go Tell It on the Mountain. So if you are reading that in class, here are 45 words that go along with that particular novel. You can assign this list to a class. You can do vocabulary jam. Let's see what happens when we start a jam. So you can choose how many questions to do, how hard the question should be, how slow or fast the jam should be, and how many teams you would like to play. If you want it to be randomly, and we can create our jam right there. So anyone who wants to start this jam can go to vocab.com/jam and then enter the jam code. So you would use your cell phones to do this, to play this in class. And it's a wonderful game to play, and you can see Team Red and Team Blue fight against each other in their particular teams. The next thing I want to show you is you go back to lists. There's test prep. There's literature that you can search through. You can even just search vocabulary lists to see what is available. There's a ton of things here for you to use. The next thing I want to show you is if you click here to My Classes in My Account, you can create a new class. Click on there and it works just like Google Classroom. You can put in second period English, when you would like the class to start, put our school in, and then create the class. After that, you'll have a code that students can join, and you can put in all kinds of vocabulary lists that they can kind of play through. If you're a student, you can put yourself in and search for SAT prep classes, and then do your own words and play on your own. The next thing I'm going to show you is Galileo. You'll want to choose the middle one. When you're in the building, it takes you directly there. You may need a code if you're outside the building, and you can ask me to provide that to you, and I can get that for you. The easiest thing to do is to browse by subject. We're talking about ELA classes, and so if you click on literature, and then literature and literary criticism, here are all of the databases that we use that would be best suited for ELA work. So one I want to kind of focus on is the Literary Reference Center. Click on that. If you come to the Literary Reference Center and you're working on, let's say, James Baldwin again, we're going to put him in there. James Baldwin. All right. If we look on the left, there will be you can drill down to magazine articles about him, literary criticism. Let's do that. Literary criticism about James Baldwin's work. If you see here, we have works from 1973 to 2017. We've drilled down because we only want to see literary criticism. But if you click on Show More, you can drill down to where you just want to click on poems or plot summaries or biographies or interviews about this particular person. All right, so let's look on the first one, not the usual pattern, homosexuality and the DSM. So this is literary criticism about his work, Giovanni's Room. In the abstract, it tells you what this particular article is about. It says it's a literary criticism of the 1948 novel Giovanni's Room by James Baldwin. The novel focuses on American man in Paris, France, and his relationships with other men in his life. So if we wanted to read that, we could just click on the PDF full text. And now we can read the entire article. Now remember how I said if you don't have time, and most of the time when you're doing just your basic research, you don't have time to read the entire thing while you're gathering all your pieces together. But if you click on it again and look over to the right, here are your tools. You can email it to yourself by clicking there and putting in your email address. You'll also want to choose your citation format, and I'm going to put in MLA because that's what you should be using in ELA. And you can send it to yourself, and it will send you the citation and the article to read later. You can also look on the right side and see Cite. If you click on that, it gives you a quick citation in the format that you need. We're scrolling down to MLA, so if you're doing your works cited page, you can just copy that and then paste it on your Word document where you have your works cited for your particular essay that you're working on. All right, let's go out of there. The last place we're going to visit is the school website. So I'm just going to type in South Atlanta High School. Once we're there, there is a link right here for the Media Center. If you don't see that, it's listed right here as well. So I click on Media Center and it takes me to the Media Center website. There is a page with a ton of resources just for ELA. It's right here. One of those tabs says ELA and Social Studies. So once you click on that, there are useful books. The Gutenberg Project will have books. Any book that you're really looking for that is over 100 years old will be here. You can also go to Google Books and search for things as well. If you are trying to put together your works cited page, you can go to BibMe, which will help you do that. And one of my favorite other sites is Chronicling America. If you click on Chronicling America, you can search newspapers from 1789 to 1963. And it's great to get primary sources, and primary sources are kind of what I like to say is from the horse's mouth. Real, from that particular person or persons during that time, information about a particular topic. So that's a great place to start. You can also look through here and get links to the other databases. Some of them are accessed with your library card, but all of them are listed here as well. You can also see over here that there's a writing rubric and an APA paper template and an MLA paper template should you need to use them. Again, I am the librarian, so if you have any questions about any of these resources, you can always talk to me.